Thank you, Ayol. Thanks for joining us. And so in the bubble seems a bit better, but outside it's very cold, or at minimum for me. So thanks for joining. As mentioned, yes, Gianluca and Amir, both from Capgemini, the global SAP practice, by coincidence, both from Italy. And so we want to talk about real initiatives we are managing with real clients. And maybe I can ask if, in case you are using any SAP products, please raise your hand. Just few, okay. And maybe you're already using some AI capabilities from SAP, okay. And so the topic for today is mainly on the agentic topic, okay. So I will introduce fast, just to set the scene on what we are doing with our clients. And next we will have few more fun with Amir in presenting real agents that we have implemented for real clients, okay, that unfortunately we cannot mention. But so the ambition is maybe to have a similar conversation with you, and in case you need more support, feel free to ping us as well offline, okay, during the day. So what we are doing with our clients basically is we have three specific playing field that is reflecting our ambition during any SAP transformation, or maybe during cloud modernization, or maybe global rollouts initiatives and so on. And so we are considering business AI, generative AI, not just as standalone initiatives, okay? So we are considering AI and GenAI capabilities embedded in extended kind of transformation that we can implement with our clients. And mainly we are in line with the three principles and three trajectories, starting from the time to value, next operational excellence, and business resilience. You know, AI is not a new topic, okay, but maybe it's a new topic on the enterprise, maybe with SAP. And we're investing since different years, and the main topic, the first focus with our clients was, please, Mr. Capgemini, help us in anticipating the go-lives of our RISE transformation or cloud transformation, generally speaking, okay? And we were there working with our first client saying, okay, GenAI, now it's a reality on the enterprise. Let's consider this kind of new capabilities in order to reduce effort and elapsed during any kind of SAP initiatives. That it's exactly in line with the time to value. And next, the questions, the ask from clients was, okay, now time to value, productivity topic, it's a reality, okay? And we have multiple opportunities to achieve this kind of time to value on the commercial side, on the delivery, and so on. Now the ask is, please, Mr. Capgemini, help us in optimizing my operational stuff. And please, of course, help me in reducing my operational costs. And this is why we are talking about business resilience and operational excellence. So this is our way of working, and of course, our first topic is working with our clients to be sure that we are considering all the latest and greatest capability that we can have out of the box from SAP. You know, we have a lot of new embedded AI capabilities. I'm sure you know Joule, the copilot from SAP. So the first approach, starting internally with our colleagues and next with our clients working as a one team, please guys, be sure that during your design business processes, you are considering this kind of out of the box from SAP to achieve our ambition on the business resilience and operational excellence. And as a global system integrator, our role in complementing the capability from SAP. Of course, SAP cannot solve 100% of our clients' needs and business pain points and so on. And our role as a system integrator is to complement SAP with additional capabilities by industry, by line of business. So working together in having our list of assets and accelerators, again, to target the three dimensions mentioned on the beginning. And we have a lot of intelligent ERP apps. We are calling it intelligent apps, okay? And as you can see on the slide, we have a lot of validated It's a kind of SAP certification on our extended library of this kind of intelligent apps. On each and every, we have a specific one-pager describing the business benefits that we can achieve, how to implement the return of investments, and so on. And this is a nice representation of our augmented software development life cycle that is totally in line with the time to value mentioned before. So our new standard, new way of working in implementing SAP projects to reduce close to zero the repetitive manual tasks that we know from the past. It's the classical reach generation, code generation, technical specification, testing, and so on. So everything in a new framework that we have implemented, complemented by the Joule capabilities. Maybe you know Joule for consultant, Joule for developer. So we have an holistic approach in, again, reducing effort and elapsed during any kind of SAP projects. But the main topic for today is on the agentic AI. And this is, again, something real that we are implementing with clients. This is no more just a theoretical approach. This is something real that Amir will present. Thank you.
Thank you, Gianluca. Hello, everyone, again. It's wonderful to see you in person finally here in this event. As Gianluca said, today we want to be very, very pragmatic, practical, to understand how we can achieve these kind of efficiencies and benefits from AI within our business processes, within the AI agents when it comes to SAP. So we talked about business resilience, operational excellence, and time to value. Normally when we want to approach this kind of discussion and to see how we can actually implement one of these intelligent solutions, we need to start thinking about our pain points. So this is probably the first things that comes to mind, to everyone's mind, that, okay, let's see what is not working within my organization, within my business processes. Where is the bottleneck? Which process is fragile? There are some problems, delay, or maybe most often we have bugs and issues within that. But that's not the only case, because in other cases we have business processes which is working, no bottleneck, but there is a huge area of improvement because we can make it execute faster, much more precisely, much more intelligent, and then have that return of investment back to our organization. So these are these first, let's say, foundational steps to start working on such a scenario. And we will see now how we have done that for one of our clients, actually what we have implemented and what is the use cases actually with agent built by Joule Agent Builder on BTP. And once we got, let's say, our foundation to start working on this scenario, we need to drill down to L4 level of our as-is process, which means what exactly a business personas do today, which means every single click on the system, on SAP or non-SAP system, why they do that, how they do that, how often they do that, to understand how we can actually change this way of working by this kind of intelligence. Then we can start working about the to-be solution. So we can see, okay, these are the tedious tasks, these are the manual tasks. We can leverage on some AI capabilities, maybe RPA, maybe agentic AI capabilities. It's a combination of these technologies altogether. So definitely the agentic AI is a much more advanced one, but we can leverage also all other kind of technologies in this space. Then we go for the verification of the requirements, because everything depends on the data. When we talk about leveraging AI, as you know, I'm sure about that. So where are my data? How can I access that? Do I have any kind of blocker? Or how can I ease this kind of access for an agent to read and write and adapt or whatever, process my data without having delay, without having problems? And then we need a roadmap, because we will see now in real examples when we talk even about a very single scenarios. most often we need to implement more than one agent. So within the organization, in a few next month, and probably a couple of years, all of you will have hundreds of agents working within different departments of the organization. And you will see why and how it will work. And then we would like to, the business personas to touch actually and feel this kind of implementation. It shouldn't be on the slide or PPT, talking about a demo and something like this, and then say, okay, do you want to adopt this technology? Let's buy it, and then we will implement that for you. No, we will try to actually make them feel how it impacts on the business. With the real implementation, with their real data, with their real systems. And then finally, we go for the deploy and scale. So, and let's see how it works. Here you see an example about the procure-to-pay process. Maybe most of the organization, small, medium, large organization, they have procure-to-pay process. This particular case is, let's say, customized by one of our clients. We'll see that. But what I want to point out on these slides, it's the L4 level, as you can see in the as-is scenario. There are multiple blue boxes that represent the today manual tasks done by business personas. When I say manual task, also using a Fiori standard application is part of manual tasks, because the end user needs to be there in front of the PC, go to the applications, navigate through the tabs, menu, whatever, and then execute some kind of operations. So when we talk about the manual task, it doesn't mean only working on Excel files or via email or via chat, okay? And then we try to think about how we can leverage on hyper-automation technologies, which means RPA, generative AI, so custom business AI scenarios, or agentic AI. In this particular scenario, so this, let's say, use case is around our clients, large client, oil and gas, dealing with a very complicated procure-to-pay process, involving SAP and non-SAP systems, having data from multiple sources. And the key challenges arises when it comes to request for quotation and awarding, because they need to process and consolidate multiple data sources to make informed decision. And this fragmentation leads to delay, complexity, and manual tasks. So can you imagine a large company, how can it struggle with this kind of process? So what we have done was to implement a multi-agent architecture solution using the SAP build custom agent builder. So in this particular scenario, we have 3 agents, each one specialized and focused on a specific domain. So each agent has a specific skills, know how to access the data, how to process it, and how to produce the output. That client is waiting for that. So what happens here is that each agent can evaluate the request of the user and propose the top 3 supplier from the supply chain point of view, risk management point of view, or procurement. Or you can ask the agents to talk with each other and bring you the top final proposal for bringing all those analyses together. So you can choose to go straight to one of those areas and see what's the output, or put together all of them. And the desired to be solution is an end-to-end process with a human in the loop. It is crucial to understand that these agents are not supposed to substitute the business personas. They are supposed to bring efficiency for the business personas. So if I spend weeks or months dealing with analysis the data, those agents may be reduced that to a day or maybe a couple of hours. But at the end, the final decision should be made by the end users. So that's why you can see here a combination of Joule, agents, RPA, and business personas. And as you can see, in a very simple way, the business personas It is a coincidence, which is called Amir. And he's trying to communicate with his agents, asking very simple questions. I want to analyze on a specific RFQ, and please provide me the top 3 suppliers. So in the back end, which is transparent to the end user, you can see there is an orchestrator as agents, master agents, talking with multiple agents from different departments. So you can see each one of these agents represent actually a portion or a department of an organization. So you can see them as a virtual colleague working with them, because in the normal real life, what you do is that you maybe pick up the phone, write on the team, send an email, asking for some question, for information. How should I process this data? Where should I find this data? Where is the right value to pick up for this, let's say, module that I need to save and update or send to a supplier? So we can leave all these tasks to the agents, because each one of them, they have specific skills. Skills that has been defined based on the role of the business personas. So they need exactly to simulate what we are doing today. Let's see what happens actually in this demo. This is the real demo that we have implemented for our clients with Joule Studio on Build. The business personas using natural languages, asking to analyzing a specific RFQ, and seeking for the top 3 suppliers from the supply chain point of view. So now you can see what is happening there is the agents that runs in the background, extracting the information, comparing them, going to get more detail when is needed. So in this case, they are reading some data from S/4HANA Public Cloud, some data from Ariba, and some data from document grounding. So even if the client has some custom documentation in a SharePoint, the agent is able to go there, extract the information, bring them together, do the analysis, and produce the output. What is really interesting here is this kind of solution on BTP is not bounded to any kind of RISE or GROW contract, because these are the custom agents that you can build on BTP. So you can have even an on-premise system. Your data can be anywhere, not only on the cloud. You can have these agents up and running within your business processes, leveraging the latest SAP technologies, and that's it. So as you can see here, now to be transparent, what agent is doing, producing the top 3 proposal. And it's not just only the proposal, but also a justification why the agents has actually proposing these agents, because it's located in Germany, the same location, so the optimal proximity, because of the delivery, which is ground transport expected and sustainable, and it covers full items for what you are going to request. So you don't need to split your request between 2 suppliers. So it's justifying exactly why I'm proposing this to you. Then the business personas can continue again the conversation with natural languages, move on, going to do the awarding phase, which means going and updating all the information on S/4HANA system and creating a purchase order without even interacting with S/4HANA, because all will be taken care of by agents. He will produce the right documentation, updating the right information on the system, and bring also, kind of facilitator to the business personas to interact with S/4HANA. Because you will see at the end of this, he will provide the final result by saying that I have did the awarding, I have created you a purchase order. Do you want to check the purchase order? Here is the hyperlink. Just click on that, straight to the S/4HANA without even navigating through the applications, see the documentation, and check all the details, all the information, and so on. So as you can see, the awarding has been done, the PO has been created, and he's also providing a hyperlink. The end user can verify that all this operation in less than 10 minutes. But normally it takes weeks. Because we always talk about the also non-structured data coming from different sources. It's a very tedious and complex process to manage without this kind of solution. So as you can see, the impact is huge. Our believe and also confirmed by our clients that efficiency is up to 70% when it comes to this kind of the process when we leverage on agentic AI capabilities. So 70% is really something that will change your business. So you can imagine this kind of solution in any kind of business process you have. This was just a real example, but any business area, HR, order to cash, let's say, or any other kind of domain can be definitely leveraged by this kind of intelligence. And maybe Gianluca, you want to add something?
Yeah, thank you, Amir. This is a kind of wow effect, no, that we are really achieving working with clients, because this is a very pragmatic approach to implement real agents for the daily based activities to really change the business as usual, okay? And again, it's the opportunity in reducing and simplifying the operational tasks that we know from our multiple business departments. Again, this is just an example on the procure to pay, but the method that we have presented, it's just the right way, no, to work with business personas to identifying the real business process steps where we can make it real. Okay? In this case, it's an SAP technology, but you can imagine SAP and non-SAP technology working together, because maybe your procure-to-pay or order-to-cash is consuming multiple technology. So this is a very, very, very pragmatic way of working. Why Capgemini? Because, first of all, it's not just a technology topic. No, we are working with clients in a real one-team way of working and looking specifically to people and talent. So we are supporting teams from our clients to be sure that they have the right understanding of this kind of new technology and how we can together achieve real business benefits on this way of working. Again, typically it's not a standalone initiative that we're approaching because it's embedded on a complex transformation that we are approaching with clients, but in case we can just experiment, let me say, working on a specific case and maybe to experiment, to pilot and to scale in the future. So we have the right understanding of the technology, we have the right understanding of the business, the industry, we have our partner ecosystems, because we are convinced that no one can play alone on this topic, okay? SAP, system integrators, clients as well. So the partner ecosystems, it's very, very important. It's a very new technology. We need to experiment together, but we can touch with our hands real benefits on the daily based activities. I don't know how many times we have 1 minute, so in case someone will ask a question, feel free. Again, we are available as well for offline conversation. You know our contacts, and thank you very much for joining.
Thank you very much.